Pre-employment tests. Well, it seems like people are doing more and more of the pre-employment tests, which I can understand, because your whole goal is to build the best team possible. So, some of the most common employment tests that you'll see are the personality tests. Well, such as the one that we have on the Janitorial Store. It's a DISC assessment. And what you do is that you would go through and ask a series of questions to the person, and they would answer it by marking a certain box. And then once they complete the different areas, then you would go back through and you would score them, and depending on what their score is in each area, it would determine if they're a high D or a low D or a high C or an S or so on and so forth. So that's one form of a personality test. And like I say, we have that on the Janitorial Store. Just go into and my house cleaning biz and go into the download library, and that's where the documents are. So it's a great assessment tool that you can use for when you're hiring applicants. Now, something else that you can do is that you can do these sample job tasks. That there is where you're just going to have them do a certain task that could be a performance test, it could be a simulation or a work example or work sample. And I would highly advise that you do that, especially if you are, let's say you're hiring a VA for admin or maybe some other type of position. Or you could be hiring somebody that you're going to have them do some computer work or write you some code or software or whatever it may be. You may have them do some work samples to prove to you that they actually know how to do this stuff. And that's very, very important, because it's, you can have people coming in and saying that they know how to do this and they know how to do that, but then when you get them on the job, you finally realize that, wait a minute, they really don't know that subject very well after all, and you end up teaching them on your dime. So very important that you can do some of these work samples before you hire somebody. We often do it, and it's a good thing to do. What you'll do is, for example, if it's an HR person, maybe, and they're saying that they know how to do bookkeeping or this, that, and the other, just have them do a work sample of doing a bookkeeping process, and or if it's working with a certain software that they know how to use Excel or whatever it might be, just give them a work sample to have them actually complete that. That will definitely tell you if they actually know how to perform those tasks. So something else that you can do is that drug testing is obviously pretty common, for pre-employment tests. And the thing there is that you have the subject take do a drug test, usually a urine sample or something like that, and you turn it in, or you have them go to an actual testing facility and they would get the sample. But anyway, what that's doing is just telling you, at any time recently, if within a week or a month or whatever, that a person has consumed any certain types of drugs. And today, it's kind of tricky, because you have a lot of states that have where marijuana is legal. So you might want to set some parameters there in your policy and so on and so forth. But it's just something that you can do, and oftentimes it's a good idea to have a policy to where you're doing drug testing on everybody, because even with marijuana, we don't want somebody under influence when they're at work, or have the residual effects of a drug when they're at work. So something to keep in mind. Some other tests that you can do is that you got a talent assessment test. Again, it's on a particular tent that they may say they have, or so you can have them do a test there. You can also do English proficiency tests, to make sure that the person actually is proficient in English. So that's a good idea. Then another test that you can do is a cognitive test to make sure that people actually understand what it is that you're doing. But if you're not doing a pre-employment test, think about it, especially the DISC assessment. That's a great way to do that, to give people an assessment and to find out, as far as their type of personality, would they work well with certain other types of people, So that's probably the most common, and that's one I would really highly suggest that you do. And the sample job test, do those. Everything else obviously has a higher price to it. If you're doing drug testing and some of these other tests, but it's the more important thing is that you have something in place for your business, because it's just a great way to identify that we're getting the right team member on our team. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, go ahead and click on the like and share button. Give me a comment. Are you doing pre-employment tests? If you are, which one? How's it been working out? And let me know. I'm Steve Hansen, co-founder of the 𝗟𝗘𝗢𝗪𝗏.com and myhousecleaningbiz.com. Thanks for checking in today, and we'll see you next time.